Last episode I showed you layer 1, the real version of your projects, and I told you it can be matched. Any organised firm can describe a job well. This one can't be matched because it isn't about what you did. It's about how you think, and a competitor can't copy how you think. This is the layer almost nobody writes down, and it's the one a serious buyer is really reading, whether they know it or not. Quick recap: 3 layers of knowledge. Layer 1, project. Layer 2, commercial. Layer 3, delivery. Last time we did the ground floor. Today we go up to the layer that decides whether a serious buyer trusts you with a serious job. Commercial knowledge. Here's the thing I got wrong for years. I thought a buyer on a big project was buying the work, the craft, the finish. They're not. Not really. On a £100,000, £200,000 job, they're buying only one thing: confidence. That when something goes wrong, and on a job that size, something always goes wrong, you'll handle it well. That you'll make the right call. That you won't panic, or cut a corner, or send a surprise invoice. That confidence has a source. It's your commercial judgment, how you think about risk, how you price it, and what you do when a client pushes. And right now, that judgment is invisible. It's in your head, so the buyer can't read it, and neither can your AI. So layer 2 done properly holds 4 things for a job. How you price the risk, not the number, the thinking behind the number, the contingency you carried and why, what you chose to exclude, and what that told you about the client, what you protect in a contract, your payment position, how you handle variations, the scope creep you've learned to catch before it starts, the position you hold when a client pushes, because they will push, and what you do in that moment is the clearest signal of what you'll be like to work with, and the call you made under pressure, the moment on a job where it could have gone 2 ways, and you chose one, and you were right. Here's one from my own experience. At Wilmot Dixon, we put our prices up, not to grab a quick margin, but because holding the regulatory qualifications costs real money. The training, the work methods, the equipment, the processes, the paperwork, all of it just to achieve, hold and maintain those qualifications. A cheap firm skipped all that and quoted lower, but our higher price had a reason behind it, and it opened the door to far wider, far more lucrative work the cheaper firm couldn't even be considered for. Capture those 4 and a buyer can finally see the judgment they're actually paying for. Capture just the quote total, which is what most firms store, and they see a number. They can shop around. Now I promise you, warts and all. And this is the layer that cost me the most to learn. Not because the idea is hard, because I didn't write any of it down. Here's mine. Early on, I took on an employer's agent role, and I priced it tight, knowingly. I wanted the work, so I sharpened the number. What I hadn't done was truly appreciate how much work that role would take, and I paid for it, not just in margin, in time, with my family, time I already didn't have enough of. That's the cost of a commercial call, made on gut, without the real picture in front of you. Capture the thinking from a job like that, and you don't make the same misjudgment twice. The lesson underneath it is the same every time. Your commercial judgment is the most valuable thing your firm owns, and it's the thing you're least likely to have captured anywhere. It walks out the door in your head every night, and if it's only in your head, your AI writes your proposals with none of it. Here's the part that takes the weight off. You already do this every single day. You price risk, You hold positions. You make the call. You're just not capturing the reasoning. It's in your quotes. In the gap between what you've charged and what the cheapest firm charged. It's in the emails where you set the terms. It's in the conversation where you held your price and explained why. You're not inventing anything. You're capturing the thinking you already do in a form the brain can use. A line when you send a quote. Why this number, not a lower one? A note when a client pushes and you hold. What you protected and why. Small, in the flow, the same habit as layer 1, pointed now at your commercial decisions. None of it is complicated. It's simple thinking captured. So that's layer 2, the layer they're actually reading. How you price risk, what you protect, the position you hold, the call you make under pressure. It's the judgment a buyer is really paying for. And the one thing a competitor can never copy. Getting it out of your head without it becoming a second job. And structuring it so your AI can actually build a proposal from it. That's the part the AIOS work does with you. Before we go up to the top floor, one thing. There are 2 free checks on my side. One shows you how a serious buyer actually reads your business. The other shows you where your systems stand right now. Both free. Links in the description. Then, next episode, layer 3, delivery knowledge. How your business actually runs.